There's no strategy here.
35.
I've won, right? And that's how you do business. Simple as that. Okay, so we're on our way to the airport as per usual. I'm flying to Dubai to speak at a big event there. I'm speaking at this particular event, I think 3 times this year, all around the world. I spoke at this event in Barcelona a couple of years ago. You'll probably remember if you watched the vlog back then. Here's a little clip of that event.
Okay, go Stephen, go.
Go.
Beautiful morning, yeah, the sun in my morning bed.
This time it's slightly smaller, and obviously it's in Dubai, and it's like 4 days of events and parties and these kinds of things. Unfortunately, where I'm at in my life at the moment, I don't have time to really party per se. So I'm going to go to the event, I'm going to speak, hopefully do a good job, and then try and spend some time writing my book and really finishing off the plans for the Diary of a CEO Live event in Manchester. Lots and lots and lots to do. And I'm also really, really tired. I really need to sleep. I need to get a massage and sleep. We'll get a massage in Dubai. Pass me the camera. There's one other thing. Look who's filming me.
Hello.
D-O-D-D-Z. The band is back together.
Know who I am.
They'll know who you are. Anything you want to say?
I've
Excited?
never been to Dubai, so
Really?
No, never.
It's a very interesting place. Very interesting place.
I'm worried about burning sticks.
Anywho, we're nearly at the airport, and if I don't put this camera down now and pay attention, Sophie will, of course, miss the exit, and then we have to go around the fucking, we have to go around the countryside. We have to go around the countryside to get to the airport.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is she my friend or my foe? I'm a exit, draw. Yeah, she give me that claim I was roll. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays feel like no one understand me. I'm good at artists, silly on block, Bambi. Baby's yellow, taxi. She wanna give me like candy. Run up the racks, track me. I run up the racks like an athlete. Big facts, you're at the dick, 6 flags. Ballin' like dick, told her I love her. I ain't really mean that.
Like,
There's a world today. You're the only power.
can save this world to
Come on and lift your voice. Did anybody come to praise God today? Put your hands up. Let's go.
He spoke for us in Barcelona on stage, November 2018, and your feedback on the most popular speakers of that day. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a massive leadership welcome for the one and only Stephen Bartlett.
Thank you, mate. It's a very kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And in the context of us believing things less now than ever before that we see on social media, it's never been more important to have real truth and emotion in all of the messaging that you put out there. The CEO of one of the biggest fashion companies in the world, the influencer marketing they were doing was like static, emotionless billboards. They never used a video, they always used photos, and they were getting these influencers to hold something and say that they love it. And then 5 posts later, when we analyzed it, the influencer was holding up a competitor's product and saying that they loved it. But for any marketing to work, especially on social media, I have to believe you and I have to feel you. And so here's what we did. We took their 1,000 influencers. We then made sure every single post that those influencers did had a very compelling narrative to it. So this video here is titled, "The Outfit I'm Going to Dump My Boyfriend In." And then we asked those influencers to order 10 items from the brand, and then we gave them permission to say what they did not like. So the influencers would go through and say, I hate this outfit, I hate this one's too small, this one isn't like what I saw on the website. But they would pick up the last 5 and they'd say, do you know what, I love this, this is perfect. And it had an astronomical impact on the believability, on the amount that the audience believed what they were seeing, and ultimately on what they were feeling. Reach increased by 240% for this particular brand, traffic increased by 180%, and most importantly, sales by redemption of a code increased by 64%. The same influencers, the same spend, just with an injection of belief and emotion.
Can't worry about sleep, I got a workload. Nah, purpose over profit. My hustle game, Steve Bartlett.
If you want to be successful on social media or in marketing, especially on these digital platforms, is how do you create in your teams, in your company, a culture where you're constantly trying new things. Constantly. That's maybe the most important thing. It's been the most important thing for my company. 5 years ago, we made 90% of our revenue doing one thing. The landscape changed, and now we make 0 of our revenue from doing that thing. But because we were agile and because we experimented, we survived, and we won. Thank you. Thank you. Where is your hat? No. You inspire us, but who's your inspiration? My inspiration on one hand is my mother, because she worked harder than anybody that I knew. My other inspiration is, I'd say people like Elon Musk and Kanye West, and the reason for that is because I think we go through our lives thinking that we are one thing, but all of those people teach me through how they've managed to evolve and adapt. You know, Elon Musk started as the CEO of PayPal, which was a payment service. He then started to do electric cars with Tesla. He's now sending rockets into space. And that evolution, that personal evolution of not thinking that you are one thing, because that's the thing you've always been, is something that's been tremendously inspiring to me. And this year I set that as my personal goal for the year. Tell us 3 things you do each day which you believe keeps you successful. Optimism, which I think is maybe the most unappreciated part of a successful person, which is being optimistic. No matter what I have planned on any given day, I'm going to get terrible, terrible news that day. And I can't change that. That's outside of my control. But what I can control is my reaction when those things happen. I wake up in the morning and I remind myself of what I'm grateful for. And this is why I have a diary. And I'll give you one more. Exercise, which Simon saw me in the gym this morning, sweaty, and eating well. Both of those things have a tremendous impact on how I feel. I thought it was BS before. I thought what you eat and exercise and all this stuff was rubbish. But as I got older and more sensitive to my emotions, exercise and what I'm eating have a tremendous impact on my performance as a CEO. What changes in your daily routine made you a day more effective? I'd say definitely the gym, as I've said. But I want to say something which you'll probably never hear. There's a lot of information out there that says successful people wake up at 4 a.m., eat kale, meditate, write in their diary, and do all of this stuff before they wake up. I promise you that's not true. I mean, I'm in a room of successful people, and you know that you don't do that either, right? So much of it is absolute rubbish. Sometimes I wake up at 1 p.m. late. Sometimes I don't eat well. Sometimes I have a pizza, and that is life. That's the true nature of life. And in fact, it's the narrative that we should be perfect, which I think is the more dangerous than it is advantageous. We are all imperfect, and my morning routines change every single day, if I'm honest. Where do you see yourself in 3 years' time? Back here speaking to you. Thank you so much. Okay, so all done at Juice Plus here out in Dubai. Really, really good morning. Juice Plus audiences are always the very, very best that I get to speak to. And now they know me because I've spoken at Juice Plus in Barcelona, in Brighton, and all around the world. And now, you're gonna see something a little bit rare, which is I'm gonna go to the mall, do some shopping, and then I'm gonna try and find like a good beach. And I'm in Dubai, and I feel like it's a bit stupid if I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna go find something fun to do. Great day, met a lot of amazing people. I feel great. Went to the gym early this morning. I've eaten well. So yeah, really good. And the sun is shining, of course.
I dream of better days, to wake up feeling like I wanna celebrate. Shake off all this f***ing negativity, break the chain and pave a different destiny. But it's in my genes to build a barricade, hiding from the world behind a palisade. Even though
my one superpower would definitely be stopping time, something I've longed to do. I literally, on a daily basis, think, how can I figure out how to stop time?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because then I could do my book, I could do this show,
So much
I could do the work, I could do everything. And then you say to yourself, I can't stop time, but I can extend it, which means like saying no and stop letting people distract you. That's how you can extend time. So I'm super focused on that. Saying no to everything that I possibly can.
I think I'd click my fingers and be in a different location.
so I'ma be the new exception and go light up the room. And everybody's got their problems, take a walk in their shoes. And I'ma be the one to solve it.
I'll ping it again to you. Okay, well listen, I'll give you a shout in a little bit. Would you mind stopping here, please?
Just here, yeah?
Yep, that's perfect.
I'll see you later, mate.
Alright, sounds good.
Well done for today, brilliant.
Yep, you as well. See you, dude.
Been hearing of warm days and coughing a bad wife. Been hearing of Gucci and Prada so much that I started to think.
This is where he comes out. So he's walking up now and everyone's clapping. Don't know how much of that you want to do.
It was really nice to meet you.
Everybody's got their problems, take a walk in their shoes. And I'ma be the one to solve it, putting ice on the bruise. And the shit that I've been hearing, I ain't really amused. Just be careful what these other people telling you. Been hearing of foreign cars.
Hello. If you're winning now doing something, it doesn't really matter because tomorrow a different set of rules are going to matter. So experimentation has to be the strategy. Lastly, always ask a question. I'm going to give you 2 more tips actually. Always ask a question because comments equals reach. So never post anything on Instagram that isn't a question. The second tip I'll give you is make your captions long, because one of the things that determines the perceived quality of your post is how long people look at it. And if they're looking at long captions because they're reading a long caption, your post will perform better. Again, that's according to Instagram. No questions, brilliant. My approach and the winning approach time and time again is like unapologetic honesty. Like, this is the truth and we're not perfect and we're trying to do better. And one of the real things that builds trust, typically people think you build trust by delivering on your word. That's not entirely true, because sometimes you can't deliver on your word. So really we should say you build trust by delivering on your word, but also when you don't deliver on your word, saying that I didn't deliver on my word and here's what I'm going to do about it. And that's accountability. So companies that are honest and open about their imperfections and they're accountable even when they win and lose are, I think, winning companies in the era of distrust. The obsession about Instagram followers and like the real top line metrics is slowly decaying. So if I was you, I'd be building depth. And I'd have a podcast, I'd be a newsletter, I'd be building community, because those things are going to result in revenues ultimately. And it just takes time for industries to catch up. You know, you've seen it with like traditional advertising, and a lot of people are still investing heavily in traditional advertising, even though the generation that they were trying to speak to had moved away. There's usually about a 4 or 5 year waiting period for things to adjust, and so get ahead of the curve. I could give loads of tips, but the pace of change in TikTok is alarming. TikTok is moving so quickly in terms of its evolution that my advice to you would be to experiment. Simple as that. If you're a brand and you've not made a TikTok video yet, go on today, make a TikTok video of your team in the office doing something funny and have a look at it. Then post something else and try something else. And it will take you 14 days to see clear trends. And this is why my only advice on TikTok was, it's for little kids now. It won't be in the future. It will be like Instagram, and it will be like all these other social platforms like Facebook. They will evolve and they'll go after other demographics. Go before it makes sense to go there. Go before someone's gonna pay you, right? And then you'll win long term. Hopefully that helps. Thank you so much, thank you. Every single week this vlog is going to be up, so subscribe to this video, turn notifications on pretty please, and give me feedback on today's vlog and what you enjoyed about it and what you want to see more. And any questions you have for me, I'm going to answer every single comment on this video. So ask away, ask me whatever you want to ask.